Hello to all you beautiful people of the internet. Welcome to my first review. These ones that I'll review, I will not be doing reactions to them. I will just be doing a review. Now, most of these will be spoilers. So this one I'm doing right now, Black Knight Episode 1, this will be spoilers. So if you're planning to watch the show, if you haven't watched it, please click off this video. Or if you don't care about the spoilers, then stay around. So this is my review of episode 1. I've only seen the first episode. This was a show that was made in 2023. It is a Korean sci-fi show. And that's all I could say about it. So I'm just going to get into the positives first before I get into the negatives. And then I'll explain my ranking thing at the end. So I have my little notebook right here. So starting off with the positive. Number 1, the costume designs of the characters. Pretty spot on. I liked what they were doing with it. I love that. Apologies, that was my tap. I love that the caps always had that number, always have a number on, so the other workers know who that person is. Like the ruggedy clothes to show them the poor to the rich is absolutely fantastic. The mask designs is the one that I'm most impressed with. There are different types of masks that they use. You can see who is poor and who is rich, and I love that. I love that detail quite so much. Number 2 is that the prologue in the show establishes it so well. It's fast, clear, no need to be drawn out for so long. The voiceover is very perfectly well done. It tells us the rule, how everything fell down, the law, the rules. That's it. And I loved that. Number 3, that the stunts and the fight choreography was amazing. It was well done. I was actually blown away by how good it all looked. I was worried it was going to look crappy. The fight scene where the protagonist fights some thugs in a sand junkyard, all well and very good. When they're trying to run onto a truck, that is a great stunt scene. I loved that really well. It did look a little bit real, I will admit that. And but there's one fight scene there. I am going to get a little bit negative in this. There's one fight scene in the kitchen where it looked a little bit too goofy. I didn't like that bit. Number 4, the locations and the sets are beautifully shot. It's not like Last of Us quality, but it's half of that, and that is enough for me. And I love it all. You can tell pretty much that they want you to know this is very rich, this is very destructive, this is very poor, this is the space you need to look at. It is so good, and the details in the background as well. You can just tell that the creators of the show did so well in this episode. Number 5, you can see that the protagonist is very clear. His goal is very clear. I can't remember his name because I'm not very good with foreign names. I apologize. But what I do know is that his goal is to become a delivery man. I can see that, and he wants to prove that he can fight, but we can also see his flaw as well. That he just thinks one way and not the other, and I do like that. It makes him an interesting character. Number 6, it's all set in like a sand wasteland. The sand visuals, as where it's just on the ground or where it's gently blowing in the breeze. The tornadoes that comes in. The tornadoes a little bit there, but other than that, it is really good. I loved the visuals. They were absolutely amazing. They did a good job with that. Number 7 is the emotions are strongly acted. You can see the cries, the shocks, the happiness, the angers. You can tell that this is a clear emotion. And sometimes they're subtle, but you can tell that, oh, this person does not like this, or this person is happy with that. This person doesn't want to do this. It's well done. The military power in it is very interesting because there's a group called the Cheomyong. I apologize if I butchered that. But there's a group called the Cheongyong, and the Mil are taken over like most of the control in District A, and the military, led by I believe is the older sister of the protagonist. You can tell that they are not in charge anymore. It's the gang that's in charge now, and that really puts into perspective how much power the military has, and that is an awesome plot line I really liked. Uh, you can tell on number 10, one of the characters called 5-8 is like very complex. You can tell he's a legend and celebrity. He enjoys that, but he also enjoys helping refugees that are just like stranded with like limited oxygen supply, and he wants to help them. He's willing to break the rules if he needs to. And I love the care that he has for characters, and the maturity that he has. In number 11, I don't know if they're actually siblings, but the three characters that we meet in the two girl characters we meet in the protagonist's home, I do believe they're siblings. You can tell that they love each other and they hate each other, but they also care for each other. And you know that the love is strong in there. They keep making fun of each other. They point out like, "Hey, you did this, but I can do that." It's well done, and I loved it. And then in the end, we have the sister death, and that is very subversive. I expected them to just stab her with the needle and just take her away, but no, they actually killed her, and that was very unexpected. I was shocked at that. So well done to that. And now we're going to get into the negatives. So going to be negative Nancy. So the number one, in the prologue, there was an animation. It was very slow. There wasn't a lot of movement. Some of it just felt stale, and some of it was going on for way too long. I felt like there was like and when it came to into the live action, it just felt like the animation wasn't really necessary. Number two, some of the fight scenes, like when 5-8 protects one of his rookie sidekicks, there are so many cuts that you can tell that they couldn't do some long takes and such. I'm not saying that they should do, but there were so many cuts where they could just hold on a shot for a moment and then cut to the next one for just like a few seconds. But there were so many cuts, and I was getting a little bit sick. Number three, the rules in the universe so far is very cliche. You are taking care of this refugee when you're not supposed to. It's very much reminiscent of any other sci-fi show. You're taking care of these criminals. We're gonna take charge of you. It's very cliche. I've seen it 100 times. It's not interesting to me anymore. Uh, number four, the comedy in there is quite silly and poor. I didn't like much of it. Only a little bit of laughter come out of me, but that's more of like the enjoyment of the siblings. But everything else is too goofy, and I just didn't find that was very fitting for the show. But if that was what they was going for, then I apologize for that statement. Number five, some of the soundtrack does sound familiar to others. You can tell like some of this is like inspired by this, but we've heard it before and it's been used to death, and you're like, yeah, that's not gonna work. Uh, Number six, the evil rich people thing is old and boring. It needs to be new stuff, because I understand like, yes, poor versus rich is a very good story, but there are other stories you could do. Maybe the poor people are the evil people. Maybe they're both good, maybe they're both evil, but it doesn't always need to be an evil rich person. It's too cliche, it's too boring. I've seen it time and time again. It just needs to die out, please. Number seven, there was one scene where the Chumyong gang member, the leader, and his son meet with the Madam President. You can tell in the background it's clear green screen. I had to nitpick that. I had to pick that up because you could clearly tell in some scenes it was well done, but you could tell in some scenes that it's clearly a green screen, and that was probably a result of the budget. But still, it's something I have to pick out. in number 8, when in that scene where they were on the truck as well, when the music just drowns out everything in the sound, it really took away a lot of suspense, and I was just wondering why I can't hear this. Why is this so quiet? And so that really like it made me a little bit angry. That why would you choose that? I need to hear what's going on. And then the last one, number 9, the threat is a lot of the times inconsistent. Sometimes when you have to wear the mask and you hear them breathe, you can tell that, oh yeah, the air is very polluted. But when in that same fight scene where where 5'8" is in the truck, and after he tosses the protagonist out of his truck, he lifts up the windows, but he didn't have his mask on. So that made me question: is the threat even there? What's the threat? So those are my positives and negatives. So overall, I'm going to give it. I need to give it a score out of, let's say, 50. So 5 categories, 10 points each. So with the action, I'm going to give it 7 points. It's very well choreographed, as I mentioned. The stunts are well done. Some bits were drowned out. Some bits were too goofy. But I felt like that needed more, a little more suspense. Drama, I'm going to give that 10 points. I loved the drama. I could tell that some of it. No, I'm going to give it 9 points. Some of it it's just because of the evil rich person thing. I didn't need that. It was pretty much cliche. But everything else, the sibling relationships, the clear complexity of 5'8", and everything else is so well done, and I so loved it so much. Comedy in the movie, I'm going to give it 3 stars. There's only one bit that made me laugh, and the rest of it was just so goofy and over the top, and I just didn't feel like, yeah, that should be all right. So that would be 19 points. So suspense in the movie, I'm going to show. I've only said movie this whole time. I am so sorry. It's The Night, guys. So 19. Suspense in the show, I'm going to give it 6 points. While you do feel tension in a lot of stuff, it's just the truck scene that took a lot of it away from me. As some of it was a bit slow in some parts. That didn't feel so suspenseful. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 points so far. And lastly, the lore of the show. Stop saying movie. This isn't 3C Films. Lore of the show, I am going to give it 5 points. While some of it is very interesting, while the other bits are just like cliche and overdone, we know it is. So that is a total of 30 points. Okay, the point system was pointless. Scrap all that. I apologize. That just wasted some of your times, I know. I'm just going to go in the overall points. Out of 10, I'm going to give this an 8. So I would put this as... it's a good premiere. It's a very good premiere. There's a lot of positives in there, as you saw. So thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully I'll do a better review next time when I do episode 2. If you like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe. If you want me to create a travel channel and a vlog video series, get me to 50 subscribers and I will do that for you. Also, please check out the poll I recently done. I know all 3 are the same, but you have to pick one of them to do next. You can also follow me at my food channel in the link in the description down below. And yeah, if you're interested in the show, just watch episode 1. Just episode 1. Don't tell me what happens afterwards. And let me know what you think. Do you think it's really good? Do you think it's really bad? What are your positives and negatives? What would you score it out of 10? Thank you all very much, and have a good day, everybody.